Happy New Year! Are you inspired to get out and start the new year off with some fresh air and some exercise? There are a number of first-day walks and hikes scheduled around our state. Here to talk about making the most of winter in Connecticut is Mason Trumbull, Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Eric. What better way to start your new year than a little exercise to get that New Year's resolution started off right?
Well, I know this isn't just a Connecticut thing. It's a nationwide effort to get people to go outside these first-day hikes. But I looked at DEP. You guys have a list of these 12 hikes, and I just picked a couple of them, Mason. Hamden, Reading, Bloomfield, Groton, Broadbrook. Geographically, wherever you are watching this morning, there is somewhere you could go. Tell us about some of what's happening today.
Yeah, sure are. We have 12 hikes, as you said, all around the state. We get about 2,000 people who come out and do the hikes. Usually we hike about 5,000 miles, so that's pretty exciting. And like I said, lots of different options to get outside, no matter what your skill level is or how big you want to adventure on this New Year's Day. There's something for you.
And I know you said, and I said we can go on the website and look at it, but to give us some of your favorites, what are some of the cool things happening today?
Yeah, so we have 12 hikes. One of my favorites is actually in the southern part of the state at West Rock Ridge State Park in Hamden and New Haven. This is really, it's a unique park. It's right next to the city of New Haven, but when you're out in the park, it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. So really cool to have that nature connection so close to the city.
And if you walk, if you're into some elevation, you can get some pretty cool views from West Rock as well.
You sure can. You can see Long Island Sound, just really, really cool views, not just of the outdoors, but also of the sound in the surrounding area.
Yeah, you want to get out and start your New Year's right. That would be some nice vistas to look at. What's the idea behind this? Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people might be saying, hey, let's get outside and get some fresh air, but why the push to get people outside for that first New Year's hike?
Well, we see a lot of use in our state parks over the summer, of course. This is a chance for people to say, hey, it's the middle of winter. Let's get outside and get some fresh air and enjoy our parks, not just in the summer, but also in the winter. So New Year's Day is a great day to start that out right.
So, like you said, many people think of, the beach at Hammonasset or maybe going for a hike somewhere in a beautiful summer day. But in the wintertime, there's a lot to enjoy at Connecticut's parks. Can you tell us about some of the other activities? I know some stuff today, but it's going on for the rest of the winter. In the cold weather, there's a lot to do. There
are a lot of things to do in our state parks. For one, the hiking is better. The leaves have dropped, and so the views tend to be much better in the winter. Of course, we have our skiing available here in the state. Mohawk Mountain actually is part of a state forest, and we lease that out, public-private partnership, great opportunity to get out and go skiing right here in Connecticut. Fishing, ice fishing is a popular sport, ice skating, lots of different opportunities to get outside.
And obviously, whether you do it in one of the organized hikes or just on your own, you could just get out and walk and explore and get some exercise and enjoy nature.
Absolutely. Another option is Peoples State Forest in Barkhamsted. Totally different vibe. Lots of big, beautiful pine trees along the Farmington River. There's so many options here in our little tiny state of Connecticut to get outside. And we've actually seen a major increase in the amount of outdoor use since the pandemic.
Yeah, well, we've talked about that before, that people had so many limited options when everything shut down with COVID. A lot of people sort of rediscovered these parks that have been right here all along. But you said there's also a big economic impact and an economic driver behind all this.
There is. So when people think of Connecticut, they obviously think of finance, insurance. But what people don't know is Connecticut actually has the second largest outdoor recreation economy in New England. And since the pandemic, we've seen a lot of increase in outdoor usage. That's no surprise to folks. What has come along with that is we have a $4 billion outdoor recreation economy. The hiking sector has grown 50% since the pandemic. So really, not only are we seeing more folks coming outside, we're also seeing the economic benefit to the state increase as well.
And when you look at the participation, I know for Connecticut residents, it's free to get in, right? Is there I don't want to say a barrier to participation, but maybe a fallacy, like people just don't know it's here? Is that the biggest hurdle you have to overcome?
Part of it, yeah. So we have, amazing parks, like you said, Hammonasset, very well known. Part of the first day hikes is to say, hey, look, there's a lot of different options in Connecticut. Check out those lists of 12 parks. Some of them are maybe a little less known, and a good opportunity to explore an area that maybe you haven't seen before.
And I know, to stick with that summer theme, we talk about it on the news. You see it on the highway signs. Rocky Neck parking lot closed, Hammonasset closed. Those busy July Saturdays are going to get jammed up. You want to go out and have some space to move around and look at things. January 1st or sometime during the winter might be the perfect time to do it.
Sure is. It's a little bit quieter in our state parks. You get a little bit more of that peaceful outdoor connection that maybe you don't find as much in the summer. And so, dress warm. It can be chilly, but it's really some of the most beautiful times, especially with the snow coming throughout the winter. A great time to see the state parks in a new light.
I know the conservation police are, of course, out there this time of year, just like they are in the summertime. But give us some tips if people are thinking maybe, hey, this is a great idea, Mason. I'm going to go out there. There are some things you might want to take into account before you jump in the cart today, right?
Yeah, the most obvious one is stay warm. And the way I like to tell people is if your fingers and toes are happy, you'll be happy too. So dress warm, make sure you have insulated boots, insulated mittens, use hand warmers. If you can keep your extremities warm, you'll be warm, and chances are you'll have a good time.
And that's half the battle, getting out there and enjoying it and being comfortable. I know we're talking about the first day hikes today, but there's a whole year of activities in the state parks. And one of the things that DEP is excited about is this big maintenance and improvement project, right? Tell us, $50 million?
Yes, we are making a historic investment in Connecticut state parks under the Lamont administration. Over the next 4 years, you're going to see a lot of improvements in our state park. One of the parks on the list, Gillette Castle, where there's one of the 12 first day hikes that you can go to. We're actually doing a major improvement there at the castle right now. So lots of opportunities, lots of new projects that you'll see happening over the next 4 years.
Well, this is a great time to start the year off with a little fresh air, a little exercise, check out the parks. And like we said, you can go on the DEP website if you are interested in doing it today. They're all listed there.
Absolutely. Just search Deep Event Calendar, and you'll be able to find that link very quickly and sign up for any of those hikes that you're interested in.
And again, any skill level. You don't have to be, just back from Kilimanjaro or something to take one of these hikes.
Definitely not. We have something for everyone.
All right. Mason Trumbull, Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Thanks for being with us, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Eric.